Hello everybody, welcome to WildCare. We're having a live stream today, as you can tell, and today is a very special day. I'm Allison Hermans, I'm the Communications Director here at WildCare. I'm here with Zoe Anderson, who is our Development Manager. Zoe, tell us why today is such a special day at WildCare.
Today is Giving Tuesday, and on this generous day of giving, we're raising much needed funds for our wildlife hospital and nature education programs, along with our advocacy work. And excitingly, all donations made today are going to be matched.
They are. We're so excited to have such a generous match, and actually it's kind of an astonishing amount. We had an original $25,000 match for Giving Tuesday, and then so many generous people like yourselves gave to our matching gift fund. So we now have an astonishing $36,600 something match. So every gift that you make today for Giving Tuesday is going to be matched. Now, the reason that you're going to want to give to WildCare today is because we do amazing things in this organization, and we're going to start by showing you some of those incredible things. The first one we're going to meet is actually a baby pigeon. And we are here with Claire Foster, who is currently an intern. And Claire, you're also going to be a staff member, I heard.
Yeah.
Let me pass that over to you. You can just talk and I'll hold for you. What's going on with our friend here?
So we get a ton of pigeons every year. We get around 600 of them. And this is one of the babies. He's grown in here since he was a nestling, and now he has all of his feathers, pretty much. He still has some of his feathering from before. You see that yellow stuff on his head.
And that's one of the ways that you tell that he's a baby, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people say that they have never seen a baby pigeon, and one of the reasons is because they really do start looking like adult pigeons pretty darn quickly, other than that yellow fluff on his head. And the other way you can tell that he's a baby is that wing motion and that little sound that he makes. What's he saying right now?
He's like, feed me, feed me, feed me. He's so hungry.
He is. It's like he's never been fed before in his entire life, yes.
We are currently seed shakering him, which is something that their parents would likely do, which is feeding them seeds one by one, and we try to mimic that with these cones here.
He's like so excited about it that so interesting. So if he were with his parents right now, he would be sticking his little beak into his parents' mouth and getting mouthfuls of seed out of the parents' mouth. It's funny because I know that, some people have mixed feelings about pigeons. We love pigeons here at WildCare. They're amazing, incredible animals. And one of the reasons we love them so much is because their parents are so attentive and so very, very good doing that type of feeding for them. It's just an amazing thing. This guy came in, I know he has a little bit of a problem with a thing called angel wing. Is that correct?
Actually,
okay.
His younger friend is here.
Okay. He says, but wait a second. Oh, here's a real baby.
A much younger baby.
Oh my goodness.
And this guy actually came in when he was hatching. And we had him with some pigeon parents for a little while. And they were feeding him and taking good care of him. But he has some little issues that we're working on. He has some air sac issues, just because he's a little weaker. But he's doing really well, and his big friends are teaching him how to eat now.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. So that tiny guy is the guy that no one ever sees. I've had people tell me, they're like, yeah, we don't believe that baby pigeons actually exist. But of course, obviously they do, and here they are. So that number of pigeons that we treat here at WildCare. I love that at WildCare we are one of the only a very, very few organizations in the Bay Area that will take pigeons as patients. And I love that WildCare doesn't specify which animals we take. We don't have restrictions on taking species like pigeons that some people consider to be pests or because they're non-native. And I love that we do that, and it's such an important thing that we are here to give these animals a second chance at life in the wild, and also be here to accept these patients and the people that bring us these animals. They're bringing us patients like these because they really care about wildlife. And I know that our listeners and everyone watching this wonderful show of baby pigeons being seed shaker fed, you're all wildlife animal lovers as well. And I know that you also really appreciate the work that WildCare does to care for pigeons and patients of so many different species. I love that WildCare admits and cares for over 200 different species of wild animals. So we get a huge array of wildlife patients into the Wildlife Hospital. Let's listen to these guys for just a second. See, now that you have heard that sound, now you will know that there are baby pigeons around, because you may hear that sound when you're in a BART station in downtown San Francisco, or you might hear it at the bus station if you're in San Rafael. You'll hear baby pigeons in many places now that you know what you're listening for. So Claire, my dear, we're going to leave our baby pigeons and we are going to move into the med room next, where we have two very interesting patients for you, and I am so excited to show you these two. We have a western screech owl who needs an eye exam, and we also have a skunk who's going to be getting some medication. So there's a very faint chance that we might end up getting sprayed, but I don't think it's actually going to happen. Come with me. Zoe, it's such a fun opportunity to have everybody with us live on Facebook so that we can give them an inside look into what's happening in the Wildlife Hospital.
Never a dull day, Allison.
There is never a dull day at the Wildlife Hospital. So we are going to pass my microphone over to Brittany. And as we come into the Wildlife Hospital here, we have Brittany, who is the Assistant Director of Animal Care at WildCare. And we also have Jacqueline, who is the Assistant Director of Hospital Programs and the Hungry Owl Project. And we have a couple of patients to show you today. Who are we starting with, Brittany?
We are starting with a young juvenile skunk who came in yesterday, who was found in downtown Corte Madera, wandering through a shopping center. Very, very emaciated, so clearly got out on his own for the first time and is not doing well. 894. And people were feeding him. Somebody eventually called Marine Humane, thankfully, who came in and picked him up because he did need intervention. He shouldn't be out running around during the day. As you can see, he's still very, very calm. So we're giving him some subcutaneous fluid right now to help rebalance his hydration because he's so dehydrated. And he's also on an antibiotic. So he has a little bit of an upper respiratory infection, so some discharge coming out of his nose.
Oh my goodness.
We have seen quite a bit of canine distemper in the area, so we fortunately have a SNAP test we can do for that now, and he did test negative, which is wonderful. But we do need to treat the current infection. So this is to help rebalance his hydration, and then this is a penicillin antibiotic. So we're going to give him one more subcutaneous injection here.
Nice. And this is a young guy, right? This is probably a first-year baby.
Yeah, so he probably got out on his own for the first time and just didn't do well.
Didn't know how to actually survive and find the things that he needed to do to be a successful skunk in the wild.
Exactly. So we call that a failure to thrive. And then we're just going to supplement with a little bit of, this is just a supplement to help rebalance him a little bit as well.
He doesn't love it. Does that one have a flavor to it?
It's sweet.
Yeah.
It should be very sweet. There we go. We're a little happier with it now. But as he feels better, he will start spraying and becoming more normally defensive. But as of right now, he's a little bit calmer because he just doesn't feel well.
Oh, it's amazing. Yes, I have to say that one of the things that happens at WildCare when you work or volunteer here, and we do have an incredible volunteer program, is you do occasionally get sprayed by skunks. But I will say that skunks are my very favorite local wild animal. They are incredibly beneficial. They eat slugs and snails, and they eat rats and mice, and they do all kinds of wonderful, wonderful things in the garden and in the environment that make them such amazing neighbors. And they really only have one defense mechanism, and yes, it's a doozy, but when it comes down to it, if you have skunks living in your area, that means they are taking care of rats and mice and cockroaches and crickets and slugs and snails. and other pests that you probably would not want to have in your garden. So they really are incredibly beneficial additions to our urban-suburban interface, and they're one of the incredible wildlife neighbors that we take care of here at WildCare. I'm really glad that we had one that we could show you. Again, they do spray, so it's not always the best filming opportunity. What do we have next, Brittany?
We have a screech owl who was found just on the side of a road, so we suspect probably hit by a car. He had some blood in his eye when he came in about a week ago, so we're going to do a repeat eye exam today to see if the blood has completely reabsorbed. And then he's actually going to move outside today, which is very exciting. So he's been inside on pain meds, being assist fed. And when he came in, he was barely responsive. So today he is much more alert and doing much better. You can hear him clacking away.
And this is an adult owl, correct?
This is an adult owl. So this is the size they are as adults. So I'm going to take a look in both eyes.
It's a common reason that we get owls and other raptors into the wildlife hospital. If they've been hit by cars, you'll often see raptors hunting or perched above the side of the road because the road crews mow that grass, and that means there are seeds and other edible things in that grass that attract rodents. And of course, these guys are at the front lines of rodent control in our environment. So animals like screech owls and our other incredible raptors are out hunting the rodents that live among us, and they occasionally will jump down to try to catch prey at let's go ahead and watch her weigh him, to catch prey at the side of the road, and then as they take off again, you end up with the owl or the other raptor getting hit by a car. Now you'll see that Jacqueline has placed him, go ahead.
Got it.
Placed him under a towel. Everything we do at WildCare is to make sure that the stress on our patients is as low as possible. So keeping their heads and their faces covered, except when we're doing something like medicating them or doing an eye exam, is in every way in their best interest.
So we're just doing another exam. Whenever we pull them out, we always want to palpate both of their wings and both of their legs. Sometimes injuries appear a little bit after being admitted as they swell, and everything feels really good. He's not super thrilled about this process. He'll be very happy to move outside after we're done here.
Is he getting a medication as well, or is it?
He finished his medications yesterday, so he was on medications for pain. And all of those have since ended. So today will be his first day off medication, and as you can see, he's feeling much more like an owl, which is what we want.
Any idea how much longer he'll be in care?
It depends on how well he does outside. So if his flight is really strong, then this could be a quick turnaround. We could see him go back out into the wild by a week from now, and if his flight has if we have some issues or we're concerned, then we may want to get him into a larger aviary and keep him for an extended period to make sure he can thrive in the wild.
Wonderful. Brittany, I'm going to steal your microphone back from you. Thank you, ladies, so much. You have an incredible job, and we're doing a little do-si-do here, and you do such amazing work every single day, and we are so grateful to have you working at WildCare. So we have our cord here is tangled in the chair. There you go. We're gonna step back out here and have one more little conversation with Zoe. We are so grateful to everyone who joined us today. Again, Zoe, why is today special at WildCare?
It's Giving Tuesday. It's a generous day of giving and raising much needed funds for the important work that we do.
Indeed we do. And we've seen 3 examples of some of the nearly 3,500, almost 4,000 some years patients that we care for in the Wildlife Hospital. And the work that this organization does is so incredibly valuable. I have been at WildCare for 20 years, and the reason I am here is because I believe so strongly in the incredible, amazing work that we do every single day. And I get to be around and see the care for the incredible animals like the ones that you got to see on our live stream. We're so grateful to everyone for joining us today. Please, please support WildCare today on Giving Tuesday, and we appreciate you more than we can ever say.
Thank you so much.